FBI listening, I will volunteer to go against any black immigrant. I will go undercover. I will do anything. I'll go into stings. I'll buy drugs from these. I will do. Listen, I personally will work with the CIA to go against any fucking black, any Caribbean, any against the Caribbean and Africa. I do this shit all day. Send me in to assassinate or one of the motherfuckers. I'll do it. If the CIA or FBI. Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and salutation to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and truth. This is Brother Thamine from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. And what you see here is what you call an ignorant Negro, right? And I was supposed to make a video about Tariq Nasheed months ago, not months, probably a week ago, because I sent the brothers some a video of him cursing out a Jamaican woman that was asking him simply, why are you pretty much separating all the so-called blacks, right? The people of the diaspora, because Tariq Nasheed is a double agent. He's been set up, and I don't care what he says. Right? I've been following this guy even before I came into the truth. I watched all his videos on women. Right, I used to learn a lot about from that guy about women. When he went into when he thought he was a pimp, right? When Tariq Nasheed thought he was a pimp. Secondly, I watched all his videos when he was talking about the hidden colors, right? And how blacks are Moors and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, this guy came out of nowhere talking about FBA, right? Foundational Black Americans. And that's where he lost me, because are we Moors, right? Are we what are we, right? The Bible tells us, when that we are Israelites, man. You are from the tribe of Judah, right? And he has a big problem with the Israelites, because every time there's a so-called march, I don't know why you Israelites keep going around these guys for. These guys always talk about, oh, the Israelites come around there and they're so loud and all that shit, right? But now you see through his FBA, his Foundational Black American movement, which, every year, every 10 years or so, we seem to have a new acronym or a new title to who we are as Israelites, right? That's how you know we are lost. And this is how you know we are those Israelites, because this is mentioned in the curses, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But he's really spreading hate towards the tribes, man. He's separating the tribes, and I believe Tariq Nasheed has been paid off, right? He's a double agent. He's been paid off to separate Jake from uniting, right? Because he's all about the money. There's nothing more important to Tariq Nasheed than money, right? Tariq Nasheed is not teaching our people anything pertaining to what's about to happen in the future, because if he was teaching that, he would let these guys know that, hey, Esau is about to come down upon our people with great wrath, and you think he's going to give a fuck if you're FBA? Oh, you're born in America. Let's leave them alone. We're just looking for the immigrants. Yeah, just looking for the immigrants. And this dumbass right here talking about, he's crying out to the FBI and to the CIA, telling them he'll assassinate one of his brothers, right? Because he thinks he's so different, right? Just because you're, so-called Black American, right? Yes, are the Benjamites talking shit about Judah? Yes, because they didn't know what the fuck was going on. They thought, oh, let's go to America, and these guys are lazy. They've all been propagandized, man. Right? All of us saw tapes and all that stuff, like hating the so-called Black Americans, right? But at the same time, who love the so-called Black Americans like the Caribbean people, man? It's more like a jealousy from both ends, right? And I understand where the hate is coming from, because you think that the people from the Caribbean look down on you, you so-called Black Americans, and some of them do, rightfully,
Not rightfully so, Salakia, slip of the tongue. Some of them do because of the things that they've seen, right? They think that they're better for some reason. The Caribbean people, I'm talking about the Benjamites, think that they're better than the Judites, and vice versa, right? And Tariq Nasheed is helped forwarding that affliction. You're supposed to tell these people because you have all the knowledge, right? You're supposed to tell our people that they're one and they should come together, whatever the case may be, or however you niggas think, right? Because at one point you felt you seem to think that you had all the knowledge. Now you're talking about lineage, nigga. You had never talked about lineage in your whole entire sermons that you were giving speeches and all that shit. The lineage is where you got from us, the Israelites. Okay? None of you talked about lineage before the Israelites. We're the ones who talk about lineage in our doctrine because the Bible is all about the lineage. Now you're talking about, oh, it's all about the lineage, baby girl. You know, as if he came up with that. Go back to being a fucking Moor, you dumbass nigga. Now we have this guy right here, and there's a lot more who thinks like him. You know, who wants to murder their own brothers, man. And you guys are just fulfilling prophecies. That's all you are. That's all you're doing, right? Let's go to Romans 16. I think I marked them which caused division. And Tariq Nasheed, this is what you're promoting, okay? These guys are listening to you with the whole FBA, more like FBI, right? Because that's who's setting these guys up to do and say what they're saying. This is Romans 16 and 17. No, I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them, right? Because Tariq Nasheed, he come against the scriptures all the time. Now he's talking about lineage, separating the Judites from the Benjamites, and all these things, right? And we're the only ones who's bringing back the nation, man. All you niggas gotta go. Tariq Nasheed gotta go. All you guys were following the FBI bullshit, right? It's like these niggas don't learn. Every 10 years, their names and titles change, right? And they're still not coming to the full understanding of who they are until they come back to the scriptures, man, and the Israelite teaching of the Israelites, right? This is all in the scripture that you idiots will do all these things, man. 2/3. For they that are such serve not our Lord Mashiach Yahushai, but their own belly, because that's who Tariq Nasheed serves, his own belly. That's why he's always trying to make money off of his own people, which is nothing wrong with that. But that's all he's doing, right? That's all he's doing. Selling merchandise, always, he's all about the money. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. And this dude right here is a
Listening.
simple. He's a very simple, right? He doesn't have a lot of brain cells left, man. You can see how the way he's acting. He's very emotional, right? He's willing to kill his brother, murder his brother or brothers for because he's trying to separate himself from the rest of the tribe. But guess what? When the Jacob trouble comes, you'll see what's going to happen to you, right? The video is out. Tariq Nasheed, the Lord's going to judge you for what you're doing because he's very proud, okay? Tariq Nasheed, when you listen to him, he's very, very proud. He's always going up against these tribes in Africa. Always going up against the Somalians. And yes, the Somalians and all these other guys look down on the so-called black Americans, the Judites. They look down on every so-called black person that's not them. And rightfully so. Every nation does that, man. Every nation look down on all of us. So he battling these guys, which is fair. But like when you start battling your own people just to prove a point or just to separate yourself, guess what's going to happen? Esau, Edom don't give a fuck if you're born here or you're born in the Caribbean. When it's time for him to bring down that sword, all you niggas are going to get it. Okay? Once you're in that 2/3 club, the Lord's going to let them go loose, man, and go buck wild on all of you. So you telling them, the FBI and the CIA, to give you a gun or give you the green light, guess what? You're just kissing ass, man. You're kissing ass anything that's going to save you in the long run. Just like all these so-called Christians who's coming up against the Israelites and think that when worst come to worst, they're going to be saved. No, Esau, Edom is going to take every single one down. Okay? His wrath is going to burn against everyone, man, especially you so-called Negroes. Doesn't matter what your religion is. It's not about religion. Esau don't give a fuck about religion. That religious part is done, right? He already used Christianity. He already used Islam. And now he's using, these so-called small hatters at the forefront to deceive all of you, right? So it really doesn't matter who you identify yourself as. What Esau, Edom sees, he's a very carnal man. He's not going to separate you from the Jamaicans. He's not going to separate you from the St. Lucians, whatever. The Dominicans, right? They're another one. They're gonna love. They have another thing coming too, right? So you FBI's, right? You're in the same boat as a Dominican who thinks he's not a so-called black person, right? That's the same. That's the same standard you're holding yourself to by trying to separate yourself and say you're not this and you're not that. I get it. I get the frustration. I get the anger. But none of these tribes are thinking about murdering you like that, though. Right? A tribe from Jamaica would not go and say, let me murder one of these guys these so-called black guys to separate myself. Right? The way you're saying it right now. And like I said, I blame you, Tariq Nasheed, right, for these guys thinking like this. Because he's the so-called FBA, which I think, which I know you guys are set up by the CIA and the FBI. That's why he's calling on the CIA and the FBI, because that's who's putting money into Tariq Nasheed's pockets, man. Right? Anyways, let's get Amos 9 and 11. Amos 9 and 11. And it says, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David, that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruin, and I will build it as in the days of old. Right? So that's what we're doing right now. Building up the tabernacles of David, starting with the tribe of Judah, the same guy that's cursing there, talking about he want to murder his brother. We're starting with your tribe, my man. Right? There's no separation here. We're going to bring the whole tribes back together. But guess what? Before that happens, 2/3 of our people are going to die. And that nigga, the way he's carrying on, looked to me like he's part of the 2/3 club. Okay? That verse 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all of the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this. Right? So Edom is going to be possessed. So there's no point of you kissing Edom's ass right now, man. Like, he's going to do what he's going to do. Doesn't matter if you try to separate yourself. Right? He's going to come down with great wrath, whether you like it or not. And in the end, we're going to possess him. Right? Because you seem to think that this America is going to last forever. All you so-called Negroes, right, seem to think that America is going to last forever. It's about done, man. This place is done. The Lord has had enough of this place. The elites have had enough of this place. The small hatters have had enough of this place. They made their money. They possess you people. Now they have your minds. Now they want more. They want your whole body, mind, and soul. That's coming up, right? That's where you got the digital currency and the digital IDs and all that stuff, man. You people are fucking finished talking about CIA and FBI. They don't need your dumbass. They're going to put a bullet in your head. Okay? I think I got one more scripture. Yes. I shall be evil. Deuteronomy 28. All right. It says here, Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of the children which he shall leave. Right? So the point there is the tender and delicate man that's among you. his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, man. Right? And that's what we're seeing. That's an evil eye toward your brother. Right? The so-called Jamaicans, the so-called Caribbeans, some of the Africans you're hating on, they were your brothers also, because our people are still left there. And I understand that there's a disconnect there. Right? Esau Edom has done his propaganda and his marketing towards the tribe so they can hate each other. I get that. But at the end of the day, we're all grown men now, right? We're all grown men now, and it's time for us to man up. But, spiritually, you're not going to do that. But I'm talking about, on a carnal level, you have to get over that shit, man, right? That goes for the Negro in America, and that goes for you Benjamites over there in Jamaica. That goes for you Africans coming over here. You should show more respect when you come over here to the so-called Negroes, because you already know what they went through, right? And if you see them fucked up, you already know why they're fucked up. You can't just use that, that venom and try to spill the shit on them because you think that you're better than them. So I understand why they're pissed the fuck off, right? But there's witchcraft being done on every side, man. But like I brought up the tabernacles of David that's being built back up. It's not up to you 2/3 of our people to bring this shit back, okay? To build a nation back. It's up to the men of the Lord and the elect. That's who's gonna build our nation back. Because if it's up to you niggas, this thing would have been done. Our nation would have been dead, right? It's up to the Heavenly Father putting the Spirit in these men to build this temple up spiritually, and then we'll get it physically. Shalom.